So good afternoon, everybody. You probably already know who I am. I'm Nicola from Senderos, representation company based in the UK, representing lots of beautiful lodges all over South America and Costa Rica, and most of whom have a very strong link with sustainable tourism, responsible tourism, conservation, and not least our wonderful partner in the Aysen district, Mallin Colorado Ecolodge, Aysen district in Chile. And so I want to introduce to you Paula, who's here with me on the call. Paula Christensen, who is the owner of Mallin Colorado Ecolodge. And she's going to take us through a presentation of the lodge, which will include everything from the accommodation and the facilities and the packages and the excursions involved. And then there'll be time for a quick question and answer session. And as always, I'll send a recording of this to you as a follow-up, and I will be posting it on our YouTube channel where our webinars are. So yes, over to you, Paula. And if you do have any questions, you can pop them in the chat box, and we'll answer them maybe after the presentation. Or if you do want to just unmute yourselves and ask something halfway through, that's fine as well. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Nicola, for introducing. I'm Paula Christensen. I'm of the family owner of Mallin Colorado. I'm not the only. We are 7 brothers and my parents that own the lodge for around 30 years. And it is located in the Carretera Austral in the Aysen region. You can see here we are located on the shores of Lake General Carrera, around 273 kilometers southern of Coyhaique, the main city. And you can see here, well, the Aysen region is down here. I always say between Puerto Montt and Punta Arenas, that are the most well-known places in Chile and Patagonia. We are in the middle of that, southern of the lakes region, and along the Austral Road that was built very, very few years. I mean, 40 years ago. And is like a new destination, very remote and with like few tourism levels, so very few inhabitants, and yeah, what does it mean? Full nature, and is a special adventure. Now, the main way our guests arrive to the region is through Balmaceda Airport. We have, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes from Santiago. We have all the local lines arriving with very frequently flights. And from Balmaceda Airport to the lodge, Mallin Colorado, there are 5 hours of driving, but you will pass through Cerro Castillo National Park, San Rafael Glacier National Park, and southern of us is Patagonia National Park. So we are close to the lake, in front of the lake. We are behind Parque Nacional San Rafael, which is the northern ice fields, and northern of Patagonia National Park. 3 national parks around a lake and the ice fields. We are in the middle of that, an incredibly attractive place. This is the view from our cabins. We have the concept of being a fixed place where guests can stay and can relax and can start and do their excursions from the lodge. It's a very well located area, and it is private and wide, no lights around, no towns, no noises, and our cabins are well, made of wood. You see them here, and All of the rooms and cabins are facing the lake, and the views are amazing because we are a bit up in the middle height of the mountains. Here, the same thing, extensive views over the lake. We have a total capacity of 32 people. We have 4 cabins and 6 double rooms in the new Casalenga, which has already 5 years. And we have a very nice and big park and private trails in the property that is around 500 hectares, big and high, because there are amazing views from the trails, and it's really worth to do that. And we are, a sustainable company. We have several practices and are all the time improving. And we have also a very tight relationship with the community, the local community, that are small towns around where we are located. This is the central hall of Casalenga, which has 6 double rooms on both sides, left and right, all of the rooms facing the lake. You can see here that every room has a door to a terrace, and we have standard double rooms, some with queen beds and some with twin beds, and all of them have private bathroom, shower bathrooms. I don't know how to say that. Bathrooms with shower. And all the amenities, fridge, very nice, all decorated with handcrafts. You can see here lamps and weaving, hand weaving, all made by members of the family. And the triple room is a queen room plus a small room where there's another bed. And it has also the door to the terrace. And here again, very well, there are 3 rooms on one side, 3 rooms on the other side. It's a very good place, Casalenga, for example, 12, 14 people groups. We will continue here with Cabin Coihue. Cabin Coihue is a suite cabin for 2 people. It is 36 square meters. It is isolated in the middle of the forest with an amazing view like the one you see here in the bottom of the screen. It has a hydro massage bathroom, and well, it is with a living room, wood stove, and very, very cute, very romantic, I would say. Then it is a bigger cabin, Cabin Rauli, 49 square meters, with a double room and 2 bedrooms that are not inside, but they are open to the living room in order that they can get the view to the lake and to the park, the view that you see here from the windows. It has also a small living room and a table with 4 chairs where you can stay, really. It's a very amazing cabin for example, a family with 2 kids or with 2 adult children. It's really, really familiar and very, very comfortable. It has 2 bathrooms with hydro massage, so it's really, really a very nice cabin to stay. And then we have 2 family cabins, really like country houses, with 3 bathrooms and 3 double rooms. and living rooms with this amazing view. They have refrigerator, coffee bar, wood stove to get the heating, and a queen bed with private bathroom, like a room for the parents, and then 2 twin beds and 2 bathrooms additional. These cabins are Cypress cabin and Nure cabin. Both are in the same corner of Mallin Colorado, so it's also a good place for the families and friends and people that want to be a bit in a private area. Well, it's very big, the place, so it's, I would say, every cabin is so private that you don't see others. You feel absolutely alone in the middle of this landscape that is really huge and wide views open to the lake. Now, in this place, it's not only to sleep, obviously. We have a main house, like a dining and living room with a big kitchen where breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served. All the programs that we offer have the full board, and that is breakfast and dinner, and then to the excursions we can offer, well, it's included box lunch, and those who want to stay in the lodge a full day and do different activities without getting out, they get lunch by midday. This is the main house, and it has a small quincho to do lamb barbecues, which is very typical of Patagonia, and it's an instance also to get together with other guests. We do really like 1 or 2 barbecue lumps in the barbecue, so that there's enough meat for everybody and a good atmosphere, a good ambience in the terrace, in the clubhouse, in the quincho. It's very, very nice setting for getting all together. Well, here is it: breakfast, lunch, dinner, box lunches, and barbecue. We have a very good chef. She's specialist in pasta, but she cooks everything: seafood, meat, fish, all the different sauces. Sometimes, like here, she put flowers on top, like decoration, very nice. You can eat them all. And well, breakfast has also a lot of homemade breads and cookies and waffles. It's really, everything is homemade in all the bakery, because there's almost nothing, no other place where you can buy anything. So we do that, and we have a special person to cook in the oven every day, fresh bread and all things for eating. Then we have, as I told you, our property is very big and is high, it's big up in the mountains. So we have like three walking trails of different grades of difficulty. The longest one is around 4 hours hiking back and forth, and it goes to the upper side of the hills, crossing several forests and views, and you can see Lake Bertrand and Lake Plomo, like here in the picture of the horses. And at the beginning of the trails, you see Lake General Carrera in its huge magnitude. So it's our private trails, only for our guests. So you can have really a very special and unique experience, plus the forest bathing that occurs automatically when you walk in a forest for 5 hours in silence, one behind the other. Is really recommendable. This is a free activity for all guests in Mallin Colorado. And we have also horses to do the same trail up the hills, which is another adventure, another kind of adventure, very typical from Patagonia. And you go with a guide. It is a bit smaller, like 3.5 hours. You're back with the horses. So these two activities are offered in Mallin Colorado. The horseback riding has a small cost additional, and it's important to know in advance that people will want to do horseback riding, not the walking trails, because that is self-guided and very easy to make it. This is the upper part of Mallin Colorado Hills, where you can see in the bottom the Cordon Contreras glaciers, which is like the door to the northern ice fields. You can get to this point walking in, I would say, 45 minutes. And also a view from with the horses up the hills. Underneath here is Lake Bertrand and the ice fields in the bottom. We have, obviously, it's a very extensive plain where the cabins are located, so there's parking lot for everybody. We have also additional beds if necessary, mainly for the bigger cabins, not for the double rooms. Of course, we have the triple room for that. We have baby's cradle. It is enabled for disability, so we have like this, yeah, I don't know the word, but you understand. Pets are also welcome, and there is Wi-Fi in the public areas here in the main house and around a little bit outside in the terrace, but not in the cabins, nor in the rooms. Yeah, we think that it is enough to have in the main house. You are connected. Wi-Fi is very good there. So the rooms are thought to be disconnected and a little bit back from all the happening of lodge and other guests, and enjoying the view to the lake. We offer all-inclusive programs that include transfer from Balmaceda Airport and also in and out, but very important, the guide, bilingual guide, stays during the program in the lodge. So to transfer the guests to the different excursions and also to assist them during their stay. They include, of course, accommodation in Mallin Colorado, full board, as I told you, and it includes 3 activities: visit to the Marble Caves by boat, visit to the confluence of Baker River with Neff River and Patagonia National Park, and it includes horseback riding or hiking at Mallin Colorado. The minimum nights for this program is 3 nights, and it is day 1, pick up in the airport and drive to Mallin Colorado. Day 2 normally is the visit to the Marble Caves in the morning and the hiking or riding in the afternoon, having lunch in the lodge. And the 3rd day is a full day with picnic box lunch in the confluence of River Baker and Patagonia National Park. Patagonia National Park is around 60 kilometers away from Mallin Colorado, so it is not more than 1 hour driving. It's well, Patagonia National Park, you will see pictures then, we'll show you. All these services are privately done. We have not fixed departures, and we do every service for private clients. It could be a couple, two couples, a family, two families. I mean, as big as our whole capacity, we can make tours even for 30 people. But they are all thought for the group that book, and all the attention gets to the private guests. Now, a little bit of the attractions and the excursions that we offer around the lodge. We are located very in middle of many famous attractions, like a visit to the Marble Caves, for example. The lodge is 50 kilometers southern of the Marble Caves, which is around 50 minutes driving. Then to the back, the northern ice fields is also, they start around 50 kilometers from the lake to the west in direction to the ocean. And then, as I told you, Patagonia National Park is 50 kilometers south. Baker River is 18 kilometers from the lodge. Puerto Guadal and the fossils hike is 10 kilometers away. So I want to tell you that with this, that we are really located in middle of many interesting and the most interesting attractions really in the southern Carretera Austral. As I told you, the hiking and the horseback riding are done inside the lodge. You don't need to take any car, so it's really nice for an afternoon after visiting the Marble Caves, or for a full day free in the lodge. Then the closest visit are a full day in Puerto Guadal that we created on our own, visiting several interesting places in Puerto Guadal and visiting some local people, their greenhouses, to get connected with handcraft groups of women that do a lot of hand working. And I put here a picture of the cemetery because it is really old and it is located in a wide open area to the lake in huge mountains with the snow, a very special place where the old people rest, and it is really worth to visit. And there's also very close to Puerto Guadal, the Cascada El Maqui, that is a very nice spot to make pictures and hike a little bit up the hills. And I put in the end, if there's still time, you can enjoy sunset a bit further of the Cascada El Maqui, like 5 minutes. There's a huge beach with amazing view to the sunset behind the northern ice fields. Then we have also close to Puerto Guadal, a visit to the fossils. We go to a private property there, and the owner shows us these walls full of fossils marks, and he has some pieces to show because it is really impressive. This is very high in the mountains, but there are still fossils of another era when this was all covered by water, which is one of the latest and newest areas where the waters melt and appears all these beautiful landscapes and these fossils that we can see, take in the hand. He put some water, you can see really very clearly the fossils. Then there is the main attraction in the area for the moment, the Marble Caves that you can visit by boat in 1 hour navigation, or you can visit with kayak, which is 3 hours. This is much more adventurous but it takes more time, and you have to have a bit practice. It's very nice. I really like making it with the kayak. The boat navigation is included in our all-inclusive programs. This visit is a must, so it is included. Then taking the road to Bahía Exploradores, there's a first stop on Glacier Exploradores to go to the Mirador and see this glacier that is the glacier falls in a valley, not in a lagoon, like most of the glaciers that you know. So it's really getting back very quickly. And there's ice trek over Glacier Exploradores excursion also in the same place. That it is a full day, and I really recommend that because it is probably it won't be so long available to make it. The ice is getting back. Well, this ice field, this glacier, is the northest glacier in the southern hemisphere. So it's the closest glacier of the northern ice fields to the equator line in a valley, in low level. It's not high in the mountains, it's low level. So it's a very nice ice trek over the glacier. Then from the same road, from the point of Bahía Exploradores, there is a navigation full day also to San Rafael Glacier. People go from Mallin Colorado in 2 hours driving to the starting point of the navigation, and then come back for dinner. It is a long day, but it is very worth to make it because the alternatives are making it from Puerto Chacabuco, which is much longer, and finally you see the same. There's also the jet boat to Glacier Leones, which is very close to the lodge, and this is very adventurous. You go in a jet boat against the rapids of the River Leones to get up to a lagoon and the glacier. It's really nice, but it is quite adventurous, and yeah, you have to make it. I haven't done it, but it is very well known and secure and attractive. Then going south of the lodge, here is the point of the confluence. It is a very amazing place, very interesting, because it gets together the water of Baker River that comes fully from Lake General Carrera, a huge mass of water, and it gets together with River Nef that comes fully from the ice fields. So the colors of both bodies of water are very different, and they get together in this waterfall and mix together and produce a third beautiful color that is the continuation of River Baker to the south. It's a place to stay, to think and to meditate about nature and about whatever you want, but it's a very impressive and very touching place, the confluence. It is also included in our programs. Then in Puerto Bertrand, there is rafting on River Baker. You see the color of the river. It's an amazing landscape where the rafting goes. It is not difficult. It is an easy adventure, like grade 2. The rapids is one long rapid, but not very huge. I mean, it is, but it's not difficult, it's not dangerous. And then there is about 8 kilometers of floating, and you can go with kids, and kids can go swimming in the river. It's a really nice excursion. A bit south of the confluence, we turn left to the Patagonian National Park. That you see, it is a completely different landscape. It's a mixture of the Andes Mountains and the Argentinian Pampa. It is a road going to the east. And yeah, this park was donated by the Tompkins Foundation, Douglas Tompkins, to the Chilean government. And the visit is very simple. After the confluence, we do the lunch in the park and visit the museum that is open to all visitors to the park. And also we do a brief visiting to the tomb of Douglas Tompkins, who is the founder and inspirator of this. In this place is where the new Explora Lodge is located, Patagonian National Park. And as you see, we're very close to them, and we already have people that combine both places, Mallin Colorado and Patagonian National Park. It's a very easy logistic to get together in a program, and we offer very different activities and places, as I'm telling you, and they offer more hiking inside the park. Then one of the areas of the park is the Tamango area, which is a small area close to Cochrane, very close to the entrance of the national park, where you can see the huemul, the Patagonian deer. This is a male example. No, sorry, this is a female example without the, yeah, it's a female example. And you can see very, very close these animals in a 2 to 3 hours walk. So it's a perfect spot for those who like to see the huemul. Then, oh, I can't go on. Oh, there. Finally, also close to Cochrane, in southern of the Patagonian National Park around Tamango, is Glacier Cayuqueo. That is also a full day activity, walking, hiking. It's not high, it's just a bit further, the glacier, so you have to walk around 2.5 hours to get to see the glacier, and it is a very beautiful area. This photo is not the best one. It's a very beautiful area with high peaks, and the San Lorenzo mountain is huge. It is in the border with Argentina, separated from the northern ice fields and southern ice fields. It's more inside in the border with Argentina. Very, very beautiful excursion. And then I have put fly fishing on Lake Bertrand, even though it is not a fishing lodge. We are not a fishing lodge, and it's not the best place to go fishing in Aysen region, but there's always some person who wants to go fishing on their vacations, who wants to add a fly fishing excursion to the program because they simply like it and they like the scenery and they want to try. So it is included also here. Then Mallin Colorado is a family enterprise. We are 7 brothers and sisters. My parents are still alive. We built the lodge from the very beginning. And nowadays, my father is 86 and he has a reforestation project. It's like a hurry up before going. He's planting many trees, the Rauli trees that you can see here in in the lodge. They were planted around 20 years ago, and it is a relative of the native trees in the area. So he tried and experimented how would it be going to bring the Rowleys, which are the same category, the Nothofagus trees. How do they behave in the region? And it was really successful. So now in joint venture with the local forestry ministry and local ministry in the region, they are planning reforestation all over the area. Then, oh, that's it. Ready, Nicola?
Oh, that was great. Thank you, Paula.
I stopped sharing.
Yeah, you stop sharing now. Yeah, a really good kind of depiction of what Mallin Colorado has to offer in the Aysen district. Does anybody have any questions at all about the operation or the location or excursions, anything at all, any of the facilities? Paula's here to answer any questions. Just check the chat box. Just want to double check, Paula. Okay, here we go. How far in hours or kilometers is Mallin Colorado from the Explorer Lodge in Patagonia National Park?
It is 1 hour, 55 kilometers.
Yeah,
Southern of the lodge.
it's nice and close, isn't it? Because and as you were saying, it's they combine so well. You've got so many of the highlights of the Aysen region well within that in that area. What are your opening dates?
Yeah, thank you, Laura. We're opening from September to end of April. It is 8 months, and 4 months in the winter close because it is really remote, and the weather in the winter could be difficult. The road get cut and all that. So September to April.
I mean, the winter down there would be beautiful, but it is covered in snow, so it's quite quite difficult.
Yeah, the road is mainly the problem. Uncertainty about the road.
Yeah. Another question, actually, something we hadn't covered is the rates for bed and breakfast and self-drive. Not including all the excursions. Do you have rates for just bed and breakfast and people who want to do self-drive itineraries?
Yes, we do also bed and breakfast. Most of the people, I would say 98%, have also dinner in the lodge, because it is so nice to get out for an excursion knowing that you will have dinner close to your cabin. And we have, of course, we have rates. We can work out that in Nicola with them.
Perfect. Yeah, so I can send on the rates sheets in the follow-up as well. Do you have to book any excursions in advance if the clients arrive by rental car?
Yes, absolutely. It's very, there are some excursions very demanded. We have to make reservations for most of them, like the ice trek, the kayaking, the rafting, horseback riding. Those activities need to be booked and paid in advance. Yeah.
And these you can book through Mallin Colorado as their own company as it is, or you work with all the DMCs as well. So they will be able to organise that for you and to manage that relationship. Anything else at all? Anyone else got any questions? Anyone planning to go to Patagonia or Aysen, sorry, Northern Patagonia? But if you do have any plans to go to this region, then do let us know, because Paula will be happy to to host you at the lodge, or your client manager will be happy to host you at the lodge. And yeah, if there's no other questions, Paula, are you happy with that? Anything else?
Yeah, I think about the programs, we have mixed really the main attractions and the easiest one that are suitable for everybody. So it is like a basic program where people can add whatever they want to do. You can add more days to make more activities. I mean, it is not fixed. Nothing in this company is fixed.
Okay,
In
so it's nice
terms
and
of,
flexible.
yeah, very flexible, because it is an area that offers a lot and it is not massive. So we don't need to stay fixed to anything in terms of a program and day and hours. It is very flexible as we make it in private. The guides are there available for the clients. If they don't want to go out and stay there, everything is possible. But several activities we need to know, confirm, and pay in advance.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Oh, one more question. How many nights would you recommend people stay at Mallin? I'd say absolute minimum 3.
What we have more, and which I think is proper, is 4 nights.
It also
Normally, yeah, 3
depends how
nights.
far they're traveling, doesn't it? If they're only traveling down to Patagonia Park, then maybe 2 or 3. But if they're traveling far from Balmaceda, then yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, 4 days is pretty good, because those people who stay 3 nights, they have only 2 days, full days, and it is always necessary, and I have seen it in the experience, that people say, oh, we have to go, and we have been so short here, and I would love to see more things, and we have to go back. So next time they say 4 nights minimum. So I would really go straight to the 4 nights program, or stay as a minimum, because it is a wonderful weather. We are in a microclimate of Lake General Carrera, which is very sunny, few rain, very sunny, but a cold, very comfortable breeze from the glaciers.
Actually, yes, that is something to bear in mind, isn't it? Because with the Aysen district, you don't get the same 4 seasons in one day as you do with the southern Patagonia. It's much more of an alpine kind of feel, isn't it? You know, you get more sunshine and you still get winds, but it's not as strong. Yeah, it's a bit more,
It's a
a bit
very good
more
weather, very
consistent.
pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very pleasant to be there, really. So
Okay.
5 nights, no, 4 nights is a recommendation, minimum.
So we've got somebody requesting to stay in April next year. So I can send you, I can put you two in touch. That's from Thorsten. Do you see many other tourists in high season, and are there lots of other lodges in the region?
Well, yes, there are other lodges. Nobody has more capacity than 30, 40 people. So it's everything is like human size, I would say. What can I tell you? There is more tourism in February, because all Chileans have vacations. But a town that has 600 tourists probably will have in the summertime 1,000. So those are the numbers. And when such a small town has 1,000 I mean, in total, we call it massive tourism, because it is really almost double the local population. So, but it is that big, I mean, or that small.
Yeah, I remember when I went, it was in November, and I really rarely came across other tourists. But you come across other tourists, if you do, they're generally quite interesting kind of tourists in a way, because you get some people exploring the Carretera Austral either on bike or van, or it's
Yeah.
sparse. It's definitely not crowds of tourists. And then we get
Mhm.
have another question: from where do you go for the marble caves? Where do you take your boat from?
We take the boat from Bahia Mansa. Bahia Mansa is located 5 kilometers southern of Puerto Tranquilo, but it is right where the Marble Caves is located. So it is a steep road down, and you park the car and take the boat or the kayak to the Marble Caves, which is very close and protected.
Yeah, it's a nice secluded spot actually. You don't have to go all the way to Puerto Tranquilo, which is nice.
And
Um,
not all the way back with the boat, which is
yeah.
most of the people come from Puerto Tranquilo in a long ride that crosses the lake, the open lake, and is windy. And yeah, we work with the Bahia Mansa people.
We've got lots of really good questions today. It's brilliant. How far away? Well, I don't know this one at all. Hacienda de Tres Lagos. How far away is Hacienda de Tres Lagos?
We from us,
Yeah.
we are 1 kilometer.
Oh.
1 kilometer before Hacienda Tres Lagos, coming from the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, so there
It's a
are.
bit, yeah. Hacienda Tres Lagos is a bit back from us, but very close. It looks back, so of course we don't see it, but we are 1 kilometer away.
Yeah. There's no views of anything else from the hacienda apart from your
No,
lodge, sorry,
not at all.
except the Carretera Austral, which is nice. Great. Well, if
What
there are
else?
no other questions, I don't think we've got anything else here. Um, yeah, I think I've covered anything, and I'll put you in touch with someone who wants to come and stay in April. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'll send a recording on to everybody with links to our resources and image gallery. Um, and yeah, do join us for our next webinar. I'll send around an email again soon. So thank you very much to Paula for joining us today from Chile.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody.
See you soon.
Okay, somebody.
Bye,
Okay.
Paula. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, Nicola. Thank you very much.